Good evening from the Mountain Weather Information Service. This is your forecaster Jeff Monk looking at the planning outlook on the mountains for a week or so ahead, concentrating on the weekday period next week. Just to give you a feel for where we're going, and relatively speaking, it's a fairly straightforward story with westerly winds. Those winds will produce upland gales, sometimes severe gales, frequently across the Scottish Highlands, and that will drive areas of low cloud and rain onto western mountains in Scotland. There will not be that much rain in the east. Progressively southwards across the UK on the mountains, it will become more and more frequently dry, little rain at all by the time we get into Wales, particularly the south, and also, generally speaking, there will be less wind as you come progressively southwards, although as one or two fronts push southwards, so just ahead of the fronts, there will temporarily for a few hours be a band of strong winds. I've just got three charts to show you today, isobar charts starting on Monday, also the background rain accumulated over a few hours, the greens generally light rain or clusters of showers. And the colours inside, the darker greens and the yellows and even reds, are progressively more intense rainfall or more intense total rainfall, greater total rainfall over a few hours. Monday, there are a lot of isobars across Scotland, which means upland gales. The source of that air will be from the northwest. It will have come from Greenland and it will be cold. Showers will form over the sea to the west and drive into western Scotland frequently, sometimes one after another, coming in very suddenly, bringing hail, the odd rumble of thunder, lightning then, and on the highest summits some sleet, probably lying on the very highest summits, where the temperatures on the high Scottish Highlands will be close to freezing point, feeling much closer to -12 to even -15 due to wind chill. Progressively further south, less windy. However, that little area of rain shown over Wales and Southern Ireland at this stage of recording on Friday evening is very uncertain. It's actually the remains of an old hurricane. All that's left is going to be a little dip in the isobars and area of rain. But what we're struggling with is to exactly where it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be any further north, and indeed it could just quietly run across northern France. Nevertheless, it is worth anticipating that there may be a deterioration across Wales for a few hours, bringing some rain. Although, on the other hand, if the whole thing goes to the south, it'll actually be a fine day, good visibility, blustery on the highest summits, and no more than the odd shower. And also on the chilly side, say on Snowdon Summit, the temperature only about 5 degrees. On Tuesday, that cold air is still there. Pressure will have risen considerably, but the source of the air will be just the same. Showers will be fewer, but they will still come in off the Atlantic, mainly into Scotland, bringing hail and again sleet, and probably by this time there will be a dusting of snow over 11 or 1200 metres over Scotland. Indeed, on the summits in Scotland, Tuesday is likely to be the coldest day. A little bit less cold progressively further southwards. On the other hand, it will not be quite as windy, with the wind probably just below gale force on most summits, except perhaps right up in the far north from about Torridon. Again, slightly fewer isobars further south, but still blustery even into Wales, where showers will be isolated and the air very clear. Most summits will clear in terms of cloud, albeit that on the highest summits in England and Wales, the cloud probably will come and go, and it is likely to hold most of the day over higher summits in western Scotland, but will clear the east. I've got one more chart to show you, which effectively is from midweek onwards. In fact, if I just flip between this chart and this one, this is actually the sort of story that will happen repeatedly through the second half of the week. We will get periods where the pressure falls somewhat, fronts will come through from the west. This one is probably going to be Wednesday night, pushing southwards across England and Wales on Thursday and weakening as it does so, preceded by band of strong winds giving upland gales, slightly less wind behind, particularly across England and Wales. And then we will, in between, have days where the wind drops a little bit, particularly across Wales, less so across Scotland, where winds will continue to be near gale force and where showers will come in. So, as I say, an oscillating picture later in the week, high pressure to the south, sometimes very close to southern England, so essentially dry, particularly across Wales, but very little rain across England and Wales. The fronts weakening as they come occasionally through, but certainly more broken across Scotland, particularly western Scotland, where there will be those upland gales, frequent low cloud, shrouding the summits in fog. So then over the next week or so, in summary, there will be some fine weather to come, some good days, but certainly a chill in the air early on in the week across the Scottish Highlands, where snow is likely to lie on the highest summits.